Hey everybody, I'm going to do regular updates, video updates about my project, the Symphonic Poems of Valhalla on my Kickstarter page. I wanted to give you maybe some backstory, like why did I start this project and why do I want to make symphonic poems for the full orchestra about the themes of the Old Norse and the extant Germanic literature. I got into composing for classical orchestra because I used to produce trance music, dance music and so on. But I noticed over time that my melodies became more and more intricate, more interwoven and more complex. And I felt it was time to start using my melodies to produce something for the orchestras, which I have done. In the original introduction video to this project, near the end of the video, you can hear some samples of music I've made before. So I know what I'm doing. I feel I never had any trouble with things like arrangement, with things like conjuring up new melodies and so on and so forth. I know that the whole point of a composer is to make music that emotionally engages people, but also that some music that keeps your attention so that you keep listening to it, so that it doesn't get boring. This is of course just as important to dance music, popular music, as it is to classical music. No one wants to listen to a long winding piece that goes nowhere. You want to feel, what's going on here? What's the point of this? You want to have musical information feeding you in a way where there should be some measure of repetition, so you can repeat certain melodies, shorter and longer melodies and so on. But then you use that also to introduce new elements that pique people's ears, that keep them interested in listening more, right? And so I feel I'm definitely skilled at composing melodies and with interesting arrangements. In pop music, of course, you have like introduction, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. Classical music can be very different, but of course, what you learn from popular music is that setup, that format can be very addictive. In fact, it's called the addiction formula for pop music. Now, I'm not going to use this format only for classical music, obviously. Classical music can be completely different, but the idea of composing symphonic poems, say anywhere from 3 to 8 minutes long pieces of music about a certain theme, a certain poem from Old Norse mythology, for example, is to do the arrangement in such a way that it keeps engaging people, that it's interesting. Like, I'm definitely the sort of composer who will make action-packed music. There's going to be like good introductions, there's going to be quieter parts, and there's going to be like more pompous, explosive, more interesting parts that really, get people moving. Right, and so, yeah, I'm going to use, maybe I should clarify that, of course, I'm going to compose the music. If you fund this project, I will turn my own compositions into production. So I'm going to produce the CD album, but I will use that. I will do the production using my production studio, a computer, right? I will use certain contact libraries, I think cinematic studios. So the sound quality you should expect is going to be somewhat cinematic, but it will be for the traditional orchestra, but a somewhat cinematic quality of sound, which I think is fine and interesting. It sounds a bit more modern that way. So that's my whole intention. And, well, I'll be back with another video tomorrow probably. Oh, and I noticed I already have my first few backers. I was wondering how long it was going to take for me to get any backers at all. But someone funded over 300 euros. So thank you very much.